What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Marvel Dark Ages, issue number 5. If you have not been keeping up with this line, go ahead, check out the link in my description, as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with our steampunk Marvel. With our story last leaving off, having Spider-Man joining Doctor Doom, the X-Men, the Inhumans, the Avengers, and whatever is left of the Fantastic Four, currently on their way off to Europe. They are going on a rescue mission to save some of the brightest minds this planet has ever seen, because they are under the control of Apocalypse, with our tyrant using the Purple Man as his way of controlling them. Our team of heroes can only hope to make it in time before Apocalypse is able to conquer the world. Be sure to buy the comics, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 5, we are picking up with some sadness. We are picking up at the funeral of Nick Fury. And with our heroes currently in mourning, we see the arrival of Deadpool. Of course, Deadpool surviving through the apocalypse. He is going to be their guide. He will be the ferryman through the wasteland. Meanwhile, over in Paris, we pick up with Apocalypse and Tony Stark. And right now, Apocalypse wants to know if something can be done. Looking to Tony Stark, maybe one of the few individuals that might make this possible. They have to go down there to find out. And by going down there, we mean the center of the earth, where the Unmaker is resting. And as the Unmaker is sitting here in its slumber, we see the portal, the one that is shooting out the EMP that disables all electronics on this planet. And as they come upon the Unmaker, they see the body of Doctor Strange. No one has touched his body because it is still protected even though he is dead. But Apocalypse and his mind-controlled heroes, they have come down here to examine the portal that is emitting this EMP. And what Apocalypse is trying to figure out is, can this portal be shut down? Even if it is temporary, can we stop it? Now our heroes, they believe that there is a neutron star on the other side of that portal. That is what must be emitting this EMP strong enough to cover the entire planet. Of course, this is just a running theory. They can't go through the portal and find out, because if it is in fact a star, they will die as soon as they cross through. And so the question Tony Stark has is, how long do you need? Apocalypse has been studying the Unmaker for many years now, touching every part of its sleeping mind. What he wants to do is inhabit it, to take control of a power that is far beyond a celestial or even a god. And so he tells Tony Stark that he wouldn't need long, most likely an hour at max. And so the question still remains, can you contain the power of a neutron star for 1 hour? Tony Stark letting him know that it's impossible. But Tony Stark loves a challenge. Taking us back to our heroes, they currently have a big dilemma on their hands. That dilemma comes in the shape of their children. The daughter of Peter, the daughter of Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. The two of them, they decided to tag along. They were stowaways and no one had any clue to this until the battle was already underway. The battle that took Nick Fury's life. And so, of course, Peter and the others, they want to send the kids back. Send them back across the ocean where they are safe and protected and out of the reach of Apocalypse. The only problem is, Storm is staying behind. She is staying with our heroes, and they are going on this rescue mission, with Multiple Man being the only one to stay behind. He is capable of crewing an entire ship, and so with all of the adults trying to figure out what their next course of action is, we have Dr. Doom, who chimes in and tries to give a little bit of parenting advice to Peter, letting him know that while he doesn't agree that the children are here, and that they are definitely in some kind of need of discipline and a good father figure, if it were not for them being here, they would have no idea that attack was coming. It is only because of them they had those few seconds to prepare for the attack. But everyone, they come to the realization that the girls, they have to stay. This is the safest place for them to be, because out there on the ocean, with just Multiple Men to protect them, there is a good chance that someone comes and attacks. This is a chance that none of them are really willing to take, especially when it comes to children. And so, stuck between a rock and a hard place, they decide the best course of action is to bring the children with us, that way we can protect them. And so, with this decided, we see the Deadmobile. This is Deadpool's steampunk double-decker bus. And while some of our heroes, they do question why Deadpool is going to be their tour guide, the truth of the matter is Deadpool, he has been up and down this continent. He knows every place not to go to avoid danger and to avoid being freaking murdered. And that's because he's gone to all those places. He's been beaten, he's been stabbed, he's been blown up. And so he knows exactly what to avoid. And with them getting underway, they travel all day. But as it becomes night, Deadpool lets them know that they have to stop. There are terrifying and horrible monsters in the night, driving also with no headlights. This being more or less a steam-powered or coal-powered vehicle. All the power is directed into making this thing go. So for the night, they are stopping. They light a fire. They all gather around it. But every one of them, they feel something. Something is staying downwind. Something is keeping tabs on them. And so Blade and our Wolverines, they decide it is time to go hunting. Going out into the woods, they go looking for whatever is stalking them. And it doesn't take long for them to find exactly what is hunting them. And coming out of the darkness, we see one of them get impaled. Gabby having a very unique power. Because of the nanites in her body, she was able to not feel a single thing, never feeling pain until the Unmaker came. With the EMP going across the entire planet, her nanites were also disabled. And so now she feels everything. And with a blood-curdling scream, all of our heroes are now notified that there is something out there. And so all of our heroes, they prepare. They circle up and they get ready for whatever is coming out of the dark. As Moon Girl turns her light to the shadows, this is where we see Venom. We see Carnage. The two of them, they are mashed together. And they are hunting. And as the attack begins, we see Devil Dinosaur. He steps in. He intercepts the first attack. And with him taking this hit, he grabs hold of the symbiote and he throws him. And our heroes begin to circle him up. Our heroes being caught off guard by a symbiote hybrid, one that was most definitely sent by Apocalypse. Once they figured out exactly what they were fighting, they knew exactly how to take it down. Knowing their weakness, knowing their fear of fire, this is where we see Iron Woman powered by a freaking furnace. Coming in, opening up her palms, and letting go a whole arsenal of fire, burning the symbiotes right off of the host. Storm telling Sue Storm that she needs to put up a shield around everybody. And we see Storm, she brings down the lightning. She brings down the thunder. We see Storm, she lights these two up. The two symbiotes, they appear to burn to a crisp. And the only thing left standing is Miles. Peter rushing over to his side, trying to make sure that he is okay. Nobody seeing him in so much time. They have finally gotten one of their friends back. But Miles, he saw, he heard everything. He knows exactly what is happening. He knows exactly what Apocalypse has up his sleeve. He knows how Apocalypse is going to destroy the world. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. With only one more issue to go, I really wish we could explore this world a little bit more. You know, both Marvel and DC Comics do this. They show us a world and era where things are in this most post-apocalyptic age. But then we're only getting like 5, 6, maybe even 4 issues depending on the story, which I believe is kind of a missed opportunity. Because honestly, these are some of my favorite stories, and you could have a whole ongoing series covering things like this, covering like the Wastelanders, so on and so forth. Endless possibilities, and yet we surround ourselves around 616. Obviously, I'm not complaining about that. I really do love most of the Marvel stories that are currently coming out. But I'm being just a little bit greedy. I want more, because one more issue of this, it just doesn't feel enough. The most unique thing about this issue is the fact that both of our symbiotes, they had one host. Somehow they melded together, they became a hybrid, and they took over Miles. Unfortunately for them, they were no match for the goddess of thunder. In any opportunity, we get a chance for Storm to truly exhibit how powerful she is. I am 100% on board for it. But now we know exactly what Apocalypse is up to. He intends to try to take over the Unmaker. He intends to try to use this to his control. If he can do this, he will be able to control anything that he wishes. And with Tony Stark and Mr. Fantastic currently working on a way to neutralize a neuron star for 1 hour, we can only imagine it is not going to take them long to figure this out, and our heroes are running out of time. And the fact that they brought the kids along, it makes me think that they are going to use them in some manner or some way, shape, or form to kind of save the day. I hope that's not the direction it goes, but usually when they add on characters like that usually have no purpose and can't really do much, they usually end up saving the day. Now that's my prediction on the last issue. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.